Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers and the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. But I'm going to take out another short impromptu video. Alright, it says there's a little article on Facebook circulating. Alright. As I've said many times, this government that governing Trinidad and Tobago right now, it is evident, apparent, clear to see, manifest, however you want to put it, that they rolling with the beast, hand in hand. Alright? So yeah, it says Trinidad and Tobago has completed a full 360-degree reversal of its long-standing United Nations voting record. It has joined Israel in voting against the reappointing of the senior UN official who condemned the Gaza genocide. The Independent International Commission of Inquiry released findings in 2025 detailing violations in Gaza and concluding that Israel committed 4 of the 5 acts defined under the Genocide Convention: killing members of a group, causing serious bodily harm or mental harm, deliberately inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction, and imposing measures intended to prevent births. All right. On the 24th July 2026, the General Assembly approved the reappointment of Volker Turk as United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights by 144 votes in favor. You know what I mean? And 10 against and 13 abstentions. Trinidad and Tobago was of the 10 countries that voted against. The others were Argentina, Burkina Faso, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Israel, Mali, Nicaragua, Niger, the Russian Federation, and the United States. Turk is the senior United Nations official who has condemned the Gaza genocide. He has stated the facts of mass killing, the destruction of civilian life, and the requirement for full accountability under international law. These statements form part of the formal United Nations record on the genocide in Gaza. For decades, Trinidad and Tobago supported the two-state isolation, recognized the state of Palestine in 2024, co-sponsored resolutions advancing Palestinian rights at the United Nations, and voted with the large majority of CARICOM and non-aligned movement states on the occupied Palestinian territory. That pattern is finished in the months before the vote. The Bissau administration designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Hezbollah, and Hamas as terrorist organizations. Israeli Foreign Minister Gms.S.O.T.E welcomed the decision and declared Israel's intention to strengthen relations across multiple fields. He invited Foreign Minister Sean Sobers to Israel. In February 2026, Israeli Ambassador Matanya Aharon Cohen presented his credentials, meetings on agricultural technology, water management, and bilateral cooperation followed. The Understanding Israel Foundation has run continuous public campaigns, educational programs, and direct engagement to deepen political, security, and economic links between Trinidad and Tobago and Israel. The result is now on the record. Trinidad and Tobago voted against the High Commissioner who condemned the Gaza genocide. The country stands in full alignment with Israel. The traditional voting trajectory is over. Trinidad and Tobago now votes with Israel. So as I say, we with the beast. But when I say we, I mean the governance of the country, and not me to say, right? So let me just clear that up, because, you know, people like to take things out of context, alright? Nevertheless, yeah. And hey, it's not just this one article alone. There are other articles as well. Let me just grab them here. Alright, so there's another article from Facebook TTT, which is a news station, or a local station, I should say, in Trinidad and Tobago. Right, it says the Honorable Sean Silvers, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, met with His Excellency Matanya Cohen, non-resistant ambassador of Israel, non-resident, like, yeah, ambassador of Israel, and Ambassador Inat Schlein, Director General of Mashav, Israeli's Agency for International Development Cooperation, during a productive courtesy call at the ministry's headquarters on 27th July 2026, joined by Permanent Secretary and Head of Foreign Service Mr. Randall Karim. The discussions focus on establishing a cooperation work plan tailored to Trinidad and Tobago's key development priorities. Right? Now, what they would assume or try to say that the key development priorities would be the new AI centers, AI data centers that they want to build. You know what I mean? I know it's that, and the reopening of the steel refinery in Point Lisas there. You know what I mean? That they say they want to use for advanced metals. And when you look it up, when you go deeper into the article, talk about making weapons, right? Because if you don't know, you know what I mean, there's been times when with articles circulating that, hey, Israel running out of munitions, or, you know what I mean, America running low on munitions. So, you know, they need in other words, they need factory, they need an next place to supply them, right? And we had one of the, you know what I mean, it's not the largest, I think it was the most state-of-art metal factories, I suppose, in the world, or something like that. Something you read about it was like a real prominent one. So, you know, apparently they want to open that back to do that. You know, so now we having these kind of discussion talks with, you know, I mean, we know who. Do you know who's the 1%ers? You know what I mean, the oneers, right? The 48ers, if you if you would, you know. And hey, it's a real, you know what I mean. I said this is a short impromptu video that I decided to bring out when I see them articles. Like, right, the Revelation 13 now start at uh, 4 and then jump down. Right? It says Revelation 13 and 4, and they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Right? That is what going on. You understand? That is what going on. The overtaking of the beast. Alright? The overtaking with the beast. Right? Verse 8. We're going up to verse 8. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Alright? So all they that dwell upon earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. You know? So we don't know who they're talking about. The two-thirds of Yasharala. You know what I mean? Are the heathen. And who you are ruling over we are heathen. You know what I mean? It makes sense. You know? I believe it's in verse 6 of chapter 22 in the same book. It says, you know what I mean? Blessed is he that keep these sayings, because they are faithful and true. Right? That's roughly paraphrasing it. You know? Because we see it coming to pass. We see now they're worshipping them. We see now the current government letting them have the way with the country. They care not of the citizens. On multiple occasions, she has come out and said this country is a dump, so she don't care. And she don't care to better it clearly. because nothing has been done since she came into office to better the country in any way, form, or fashion. Financially, nothing, not economically, nothing, infrastructure, no advancements in any department, to be honest. We have been under state of emergency since her appointment in office, I believe, and the crime rate, I think, has actually gone up. So I think they're working backwards. But nevertheless, they're working for the devil. I mean, they're working for the devil, so hey, you know what I mean? You can't get good from evil, bro. That's obvious. You can't get good from evil. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is to be expected, right? This is to be expected. Right. Jump down to verse 12. It says, "And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed." Right? So he caused the earth and who dwell therein to worship that beast, which is what the system, the 15-minute cities that are going to come up around the UBIs. Because there's a video with Elon Musk talking about it. You know what I mean? And I feel I could do a video on that as well. Right? And he says, right, so he make it everybody on earth to worship the beast. You know? Verse 13. "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth, they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live." Alright, verse 15. "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." I mean, the image of the beast is the system. This current system, this way of life, the spirit of convenience that they try to put in, or in other words, dependency, being dependent on the government, or reliant rather, not even dependent, reliant on the government, right? And that is what they want to enforce as a key component in the ushering in of the MOTB, right? That way, say to make them and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, and that image is the system, right? Because as Cloud Shop say, if it's not part of it, you know what I mean, that digital system will be left behind. So either they kill you by literally coming and kill you, or they just kill you by cutting you off from the necessities of life, such as food, shelter, water, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? As it go on to say, right? In verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." I mean, well, you're not able to buy or sell, produce nothing, so it's not to say you could go and plant rice down here. We don't have the climate and the soil, or, you know what I mean? It's not local to down here. Trinidad doesn't produce rice, as far as I know. Right? And even if we do, it's not on a big scale for, you know what I mean? So, yeah, right. I just use it for rice, you have to buy rice. You know what I mean? Everything here, we are consumer economy. You know, we just buy everything. You know, we just buy everything. So when they say if you do have the mark of the beast, you cannot buy, you cannot sell, what you would do, you know what I mean? When you understand that, hey, the mark of the beast is one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make in your life. So you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? You have to be mentally prepared for them days. You know what I mean? We rely on the Lord. Men of the Lord rely on the Lord. That is how this works. You know what I mean? We don't have time to worry about what's going on with the system. We don't know what we're going because why we reading this book. We keeping the sayings of this book. So we know the things are going to come down the line. The things are going to come to pass, and we're seeing it, especially with we government, all in a sudden. This government in particular blatantly showing you whatever America wants us to do, we doing. All right. We go to verse chapter 14. I believe it's verse 9. All right. Right. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. Hear that judgment. Hear that judgment. So what do you think will happen? Everything that is being done in America will be done here. There is no ifs anymore. It's just when. There is no ifs, only when. And we seeing it. We blatantly, express that hey, we side with America. Now we blatantly expressing that we siding with the 48ers. We siding with the small atters. You know what I mean? And we know what they stand for. Alphabet for bare abominations, bare abominations, bare abominations. You know what I mean? And I just really judgment for siding with these people. With that man as sin. He's son of perdition. Alright? So I hope the video was edified. Hope it's back for totally man watching and listening. To the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Makakudash. Until next time, Shalom.